Well, boys, we've made it to the end of the school year. Well, if you're my age. If you're 33 and still in high school, then you better get off your lazy ass and find a job, you fat lard. The talk of the past week has been the recent Switch Pro leak that occurred recently when Amazon users in Mexico discovered a new Nintendo Switch Pro listing on Amazon's Mexican website. The new Nintendo Switch Pro will reportedly be more powerful than the base model and include a higher resolution OLED screen. Now, I talked about the possibility of a higher resolution screen in the Switch Pro videos that I made last year, and I even went as far as to speculate that Nintendo will provide us with a 4K screen this time around. But the more that I followed the Switch Pro talk over the past year, the more I realized a 4K screen on a portable console from Nintendo is extremely unlikely. A more plausible resolution would be 1440p. Now, considering that it's Nintendo, we may get this resolution at 30 FPS. But they've wowed us before, so I'm sure that they could give us 60 FPS at 1440p. Perhaps only when playing in TV mode, but the real question here is, will they actually do it? My first thoughts when I heard about this leak were, oh yeah, these are some pretty cool bananas. And then my mind slowly melted into this. I immediately tried to find out when Nintendo may announce the Switch revision, and there's no place better than E3. Hopefully this E3 is better than last year's. Actually, the latest rumor has the Switch Pro to be revealed in a Direct on June 3rd, which is tomorrow. And, if that is true, it could build tons of hype for Nintendo's E3. Another leak states that the Switch revision is scheduled to release in fall of this year, which means I was right, dumb diddly. But now that we've talked about the possible release date for the Switch Pro, let's talk about the specs. We've mentioned the possibility of a higher resolution screen, but we haven't talked about the processor or the insides very much. According to a notable data miner at Series M, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, a recent firmware update for the Switch indicates that the Pro will have the same processor as the 2019 Switch, which updated the battery life when playing games. The processor is the Tegra X1 Plus chipset. This chipset will offer higher performances by being pushed to higher clocking speeds supported by an improved cooling system. Series M has also hinted that the console will receive a substantial visual upgrade. The OLED display that we mentioned earlier and perhaps 4K capabilities in docked mode that is powered by a Realtek chip. Wait, 4K? I'm too lazy to rewrite it. Now, onto the features. We've got more information about possible features that a Switch Pro could have in the year since my video about the topic, and a lot of the features seem pretty promising and also very innovative. Nintendo seems to be working on a health tracking device, most likely to be used with games like Ring Fit Adventure. However, the device may also contain an odor generating device. What the hell would this be used for? Now onto what I and many others would like to see from a Switch revision. I would love it if instead of a 720p display when in handheld mode, we get a 1080-60 display, or maybe even 1440-30 resolution. Another thing that bothered me about the original Switch is the build quality. Within a few months of me having my Switch, the top cracked, and a few months ago the screw fell out. And the worst thing is, this isn't an uncommon issue. Now on to something that isn't really related to the Switch Pro, but the supposed Nintendo Direct. We need an update on Metroid Prime 4 and Breath of the Wild 2. It's been a little while since we've heard anything about these games, especially Metroid Prime 4, and they would make great launch titles to go with the Switch Pro, although we probably won't get either of those games this year. Nintendo recently confirmed that we are halfway through the Switch's life cycle, so it is very likely that the Switch Pro will not be the next-gen Nintendo console like many have been speculating. Instead, they may even go back to home consoles only and continue their handheld or hybrid line with revisions of the Switch Lite because, well, why the hell not? It's Nintendo we're talking about here. However, the support that the current Switch has been getting is insane, and it will only continue to smash records and climb in sales numbers, so there's no need to worry about the Switch Pro not being portable as well. And if it is, we're SOL. What would you guys like to see in the Switch Pro? Comment down below and don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!